So the person who's learning full time, he's in the army of the Rabbanon. So it's not that he's potter from the army. He's kind of in the army. He's a different army. That's a shiloh. Is the Ptur that he's potter from going into the army, or no? He's really chayiv to go into the army. He's in a different army. Nafkamina? Oh, what's a nafkamina? Two a nafkamina. What if he's not learning? If it's a Ptur because when he's learning he's potter, or he's not learning, he's not potter. But if he's in a different army, it doesn't make a difference if right now he's learning or not. He's in a different army. Another nafkamina is when there's no Ptur. So if there's no Ptur, then if the only reason he's potter is because of Ptur, there's no Ptur over here. But if he's in a different army, it doesn't depend on the Ptur. With this, that we make this chiluk between somebody who's in a different army, who's in Tzva Hashem, and somebody who really belongs in the first army, but's potter because he's learning, you can understand the following psukim in the Megillah. One time it says, Esther ein lo av v'eim. Esther didn't have a mother and a father. And it mentions three fathers that Esther had. Esther bas Abichail.
We don't ask questions.
Mordechai, right? Mordechai Labash. Mordechai was her father. And Esther bas Dodo. And Dodo was her father. She had three fathers. Abichail, Dodo, and Mordechai. How in the world could the Megillah say Ein lo av v'eim if she had three fathers? How could it be she had no father? It says in the Mishlei, Eishes chayil miyimtza. And yet it says, Rabos bonos osu chayil. How can it be that you can't find an Eishes chayil if Rabos bonos osu chayil?
You said that last year.
So the chiluk, no, the chiluk is Lupshat. A daughter can have shaykhs to a chayal, but a wife can't have shaykhs to a chayal. So as long as a woman's not married, she has shaykhs to a chayal. Once she gets married, she has no shaykhs. Then Eishes chayil miyimtza. Memela like this. Memela like this. The Avichayil, she was the daughter of Avichayil. My father was a chayal, right? Only as long as she was a bonos. Once she got married, she was nifka her kesher to her father Avichayil, and Mela she was down to two fathers. Avichayil was no longer shaykh to her, because she was an Eishes chayil miyimtza. Till then, she was a bnos chayil. So Mela, she didn't have Yishaychus to Abichayil. She still had Mordechai and Dodo. Mordechai, L'chora, was an anomaly. Mordechai, in some places, mashma that he was a chayal. In some places, mashma he wasn't. It says that Mordechai yotzim lefnei hamelech bevush malchus. He wore the bevush malchus. That's a uniform. The bevush that belongs to the malchus. So you see that Mordechai was a soldier. On the other hand, it says, what's it called? And it says also another pasuk, Horashas Gedulas Mordechai, Al Sefer Divrei Hayom Malchei Modar. He wore modi. So Mordechai, in one place we see, wore a uniform. And then it says, by Yikra Mordechai is Begoda. The halacha is, if you're wearing a soldier's uniform by the coastal, you don't have to tear kriya. Because not your begodim. It belongs to the Malchus. So you're not allowed to tear it. So how could Mordechai tear his clothing if it wasn't his? Must be he was wearing his own clothing. So he wasn't wearing a uniform. So Mordechai a chayil and wore a uniform, he didn't wear a uniform. It says, what's it called also, that Mordechai, Esther sent him big day Malchus, and he didn't want to accept them, so he didn't wear a uniform. So you see a stira. Some places it says Mordechai wore a uniform, and sometimes it says Mordechai didn't wear a uniform. You have to say like this, Mordechai was not Toraso Naso. Mordechai learned, but he didn't learn full time, right? And it says Beferish, it wasn't Toraso Naso. It says by he Omenes Hadassah, right? He worked also as a shliach for Hadassah, right? He raised money for them. So that's why he was an Omen. Part of his Umis was for the sake of Hadassah, not just for himself. So he wasn't Toraso Umnaso. So when he was a soldier, when he was learning, he was not a soldier. When he wasn't learning, he was a soldier.
He was a part-time
So
learner.
that's right, part-time learning, right, part-time. And when he was only a part-time, he was in the army. So that's why she didn't have any shaykhs to Mordechai, because Mordechai also was a part-time chayal. So therefore, what's it called? He was like a Nachal Haredi or Esther. So he's a part-time chayal. So Esther didn't have a shaykhs to him anymore because Eishes Chayil Miyimsa. But we're still left with Dodo. Now, who was Dodo? Dodo, as this famous song goes, a deer, a female deer. Doe is a female deer. Dodo is a double female deer. What does a female deer have to do with this? A female deer. Beard. Tzviya. Says in Shir Hashirim, Domed Dodi Litzvi. The Rebbeinu Shalom is compared to a tzvi. A Dodo is two tzvi. Somebody who's totally compared to the Rebbeinu Shalom. And the word tzviya is tzva yud kei. The tzav of the Rebbeinu Shalom. That's Shevet Levi. Shevet Levi is represented by a tzviya. Tzva Hashem. Dodo was totally in the Tzva Hashem. Now it says that a Levi is Porak me'olav kol cheshbonos and holach yosher. When the Rebbeinu created Olam and Chava, there was no kolola of Tzar Gidul Bonim. So a person who is totally devoted to Tzva Hashem is potter from Tzar Gidul Bonim, has no shaykhs to his children. That's why it says the Torah is mishkayim only in somebody who's nasa zori albonav, like an oreg. That's what it means. Person who's torasol naso is menutak bechlal mitzar Gidul Bonim. So mitzad Dodo, she didn't have a shaykhs with her father.